Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of area of composite figures. This is standard 7.9C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 12 of the 2025 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called equation editor. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So for our equation editor, we're simply just going to type in the answer rather than selecting from A, B, C, or D. We have this composite figure here, and we need to find the area. Now, we have a rectangle. That's obviously right here. This is very important. We've got two congruent right triangles. So we're going to come back to why that's so important in just a moment. But let's first focus on finding the area of this figure. And so let's start with the easy one. We're going to pull up our reference materials just to make sure we're doing everything right. We've got the area of a rectangular parallelogram, A equals BH. So we've been working on that since 3rd grade. So area of a rectangle equals BH, base times height. Doesn't really matter which one we call the base, which one the height. We're just going to multiply 7 times 6. We're going to get 42 square centimeters. So that's that. I'm going to keep a list over here of our totals. We're going to need to add them. We need to find the two triangles. Now, we've got two triangles. Triangle is 1/2 base times height. Okay, so let's put this right here. 1/2 base times height. Think of a triangle as half of a rectangle. You could just find the base times height, and you cut it in half. So let's deal with this triangle right here first, this top triangle. That's going to be a little bit easier. So I need a base, and I need a height. Now, it doesn't really matter which one is the base, which one is the height. It is a right triangle, so you can rotate it any way you want to. So let's start with this as our base, this bottom part right here. Now, I don't know the length. They don't give us any dimensions of this triangle, but we can infer quite a few. If the top part of my rectangle is 7 centimeters, then that means the bottom part of my rectangle is 7 centimeters. And if this entire distance down here from the top of the figure to the bottom of the figure is 10 centimeters, then that means this missing part has got to be 3 centimeters because 7 and 3 make the 10. So we've got this implied 3 centimeters that we need to include as our base. It's going to be 3. Now our height sometimes in most triangles looks like this. We have a base, but then we've got this dotted line. It's imaginary. That needs to serve as our height because your height has to be perpendicular to the base. It has to form a right angle. And in most triangles, you don't have that, so there's a second line that's an imaginary line that's drawn in the middle. We have right triangles. These right triangles already have 90 degrees built into them, which means they already have perpendicular sides, and we can use two of our sides as our base and our heights, which means this is our height right here. And if this side of our rectangle is 6 centimeters, we can say this side of the rectangle, which also happens to serve as the same side as the height of our triangle, is also 6 centimeters. So they give us that 6 centimeters. We just have to look across the rectangle. So we're going to do it like this. So area of my triangle, let's do 1/2 of 6, right? That's going to be 3 times 3, so that equals 9 centimeters squared. So I've got my 9 right there. I'm going to put this, let's put that in black. So 9 cm squared. Now, what about this one? I can guess it's 3 centimeters, but we don't really get a height right here. We don't need to. Look what they tell us. They're congruent, which means this triangle is equal to the other triangle. So if the top triangle is 9 centimeters squared, the bottom triangle is 9 centimeters squared. So we don't really need to calculate that bottom one. So let's add this 18, that's 20. And there we go. We've got 60 centimeters squared. So let's go ahead and type that in. We will just type in our 60, and we've got our answer.